Did you know that you are only as healed as your next trigger? Mm-mm-mm. Preach. Now, hear me out. I know if you're anything like me, you've done so much research, you did your meditation, you did your devotionals, you went under the hood of the car, you faced the really tough questions about yourself. You looked in the mirror and you were like, you know what? I have arrived now. I think I'm fully healed. And then you go off on your merry old way, and then boom, you come face to face with the very thing, the very place, situation, or person that you were trying to heal from. Jesus Christ, and you fail miserably. It's as if you took 1,000 steps forward and 1,000,000 steps back. But don't worry, be encouraged. You're not the only one. And if anything, I'm super proud of you for even trying, okay? Putting one left in front of the other. You're not where you used to be, even though it feels like, you failed and you've undone all of that. Just stay tuned. I have some practical tips that are tried and tested, tried and true. They help me to this day. And it's just like an internal check-in so that you can rest assured that you do not succumb to becoming, hello, a healing project, because you are human, okay? One thing that has really helped me is just becoming aware and observing what happens within me when I'm triggered, okay? So I know for myself, I will feel a bubbling, bubblation in my belly, I will feel it bubbling up. This is when someone may be talking to me, or and I feel that maybe they're poking the hornet's nest. I just feel something. I just feel something just bubbling in. I may even feel a tingle in my armpits, like ping, ping. Um, so I feel that coming up. So then I realize, or I then tell myself that, okay, I think I'm getting uncomfortable with what this person is telling me. And if I do not articulate a boundary or enforce a boundary or speak up for myself in this moment, I might transcend over, okay, to telling them a thing or two. So I think those things help, just checking with yourself. What does your body tell you when you're starting to feel uncomfortable in a particular situation or anything like that? Of course, it takes a lot of practice, but just take it easy, one day at a time. Sometimes you can just say, do you know what, can we reconvene? I'm starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed by this conversation. Can we come back? Or, things of that nature. Just assess what the situation calls out for. But yeah, that's one of the things that has truly helped me. Just observing. It's like taking a bird's eye view. Is it? Yeah, the bird's eye view approach, where you're standing beside yourself. It's like you're a third person watching in or looking in on yourself. Of course, you are you know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. So just identifying that, write them down. That can truly help you be in the moment and know how to put boundaries or things that will contain you in a healthy way, just so that you can articulate yourself better instead of just being reactive all the time. Another thing that has really helped me is checking my internal dialogue. I remember before my healing journey, which was about 5 years ago, after my divorce, separation, whatever you want to call it, I've got a video on my channel somewhere. There was a lot of chatter in my brain. It was like an ongoing train ride of thoughts. Negative thoughts, things that my ex-husband had spoken upon me, things that I had spoken on myself, the enemy, everything. It was just so much in my brain. And That time, my internal dialogue was turmoil. But now, hello, I think there are butterflies, lilies, and waterfalls when I check in with myself. Now, that doesn't mean I do not get the occasional negative thought here or there, or overthink. I have a video coming up on overthinking and how I overcome it. I can't say I overcame it because sometimes it still happens. I'm still human. However, I find that now my internal dialogue is a lot more peaceful. So check in with yourself. What is your default? You know, when you're just there, what kind of thoughts come to the surface? Are they mainly negative? Are they mainly positive? Are they just haphazard? You know, ask yourself, and I would say write them down, because that is the beginning of actually deciphering where you're at, you know, what stage you're at. And then obviously when you're doing all this, please be gentle with yourself. And if it becomes very overwhelming and dark, I would say seek a professional, or have maybe supportive people around you who you can confide in and share some of these dark or deep thoughts that keep coming to the surface, because until you actually confront them, they do not go away. Okay, and what I like to do that has really helped me is also checking the overall temperature and environment of my being. Okay, are you at peace internally? Okay, like, can you sit in complete silence? Can you hear the birds chirping, the breeze and the wind? Can you hear those things? Or is it all convoluted in your brain, like lots of things going on? I find that if you are able to identify and sift through all these patterns and thoughts that keep, you know, cluttering your brain, it helps you become still. You know, you're able to master being still, because all the fluff that was at the top has come to the top and you've actually addressed it, so they can go off on their way. It's like how they make, is it gold or metal? The dross comes all the way. That dross is Ghanaians will know. But anyway, the dross comes to the top, and that's when the craftsman or whoever's dealing with the metal or the gold sifts or sieves it off the surface, just so that they can see the reflection of themselves in there, you know, in the metal, in the crucible. Anyway, let me bring it home because I don't want to chat too much. I know my bestie's probably looking at me like, 10 minutes, girl. But yeah, one of my devotions gave this beautiful analogy, and it was God being, you know, the master potter and gold maker, and brings out all the gems in us. So he heats the fire, you know, to the right degree to get all that gunk out of us, you know, the dross comes to the surface so that he can take it all off the surface, and then he can see his reflection in the gold that you are, the gem that you are. And the dross that comes to the surface is things like impatience, frustration, feelings of unworthiness, you know, feelings of guilt, disgust, shame, childhood trauma, you know, all of those things come to the surface, but he brings it to the surface. That's for our attention, you know, he helps us to sift through all of that, work through it, and it's always through it. You know, he doesn't just and dump it away. We have to go through it just so that it doesn't come back again, or when it does, we have the tools to really manage it and file it away. But yeah, those are some of the things that have really helped me. I'm bringing more into this series, so if you definitely enjoyed this, I think you will enjoy some of my other videos as well. So check the ones on the screen, and until next time, take care and God bless. Bye bye.